Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Web3 Business Show. My name is Rob from Token Minds, and as usual, we're providing you inspiring stories, motivational content from within the Web3 world towards people that are trying to start a project or already in Web3 as a founder or a person in the industry. So today we have a special guest, YJ, who's the co-founder of Cluster Protocol, which is an open playground for AI builders. Hi, YJ, welcome.
Hey Robbie, yeah, thank you for inviting me here. And I have heard about token mines quite a lot, like from a couple of folks around from in the founder circle as well. So yeah, would love to have a chat around. Would love to let your community know, or would love to be a part of this podcast to explore like what's ahead, and would love to share some insights around as well.
Great, looking forward to that. Yeah, I just cut you off a little bit before I started the recording. You were just kind of telling me how you got into this space, which I thought that might be quite an interesting story. So let's kick off with that, where you were basically left off there. How did you get into the crypto blockchain space?
So basically, professionally, if you'll ask me, I have been in this space since 2020, right? But the very first interaction of me with something known as a digital currency, or you could say Bitcoin. At that time, it was Bitcoin only. So that was in 2016. So one of my friends, 2016, 2017. So at that time, one of my friends was used to write codes for fun. It was nothing that he was doing it professionally. He used to write codes in Solidity, and that's where I asked him around. So when I was like writing basic minimal codes in HTML, he was writing codes in Solidity at that time, and that's where I got the very first interaction of something known as a digital currency. But at that time, I ignored it. But then in 2020 and 2021, when there was another bull run or bull cycle, then I got introduced to this space. Like I got like into basic elementary roles, right? Around community, around marketing, and that's where it all started, right? So it was a kickstart for me to explore things around in the marketing side, in the business development side, in the community growth and building side, and that's where my journey started off.
Yeah, that's quite amazing. And just fast forward a little bit, right, to around 8 months, 10 months ago. Where did you kind of get the inspiration to start Cluster Protocol?
Yeah, so I along with, so basically we are two co-founders, I Vijay as well as Prateek. So we two ideated this back in, so I know Prateek from a while. He's a good friend of mine since a couple of years, right? So we figured this thing out. So we started working on this back in 2023. In mid of 2023, we explored that there is a hollowness in the process of the deepen space. So for that, the audience need to understand what deepen is. So deepen is nothing but it is decentralized physical infrastructure network. So whatever physical infra it could be GPUs, it could be sensors, it could be the cameras that is recording this. If you put this over blockchain, and it is decentralized in nature, and it is a network that is being built, that is deepin, right? So I myself was working around in a deepin project back in 2023. Prateek also was having some good connections in the GPU segment, as well as he also owned a mining rig as well in Australia. So basically, he is based out of Australia. So he caters his local needs of Melbourne, and like he the areas which are adjacent to it. So he caters the GPU needs for that from that rig, as well as he used to mine cryptocurrencies as well. So that's where we figured out that yeah. So deepin is there. There is a segment, or there is a hyped narrative of decentralized compute, where these compute, that is these GPUs, are put over blockchain, and they are given on demand, as well as there are different type of compute which is given. But what we figured out that it is a chicken and egg problem, where some of the brands are figuring out supply, some of the brands are figuring out demand, but no one has figured out the actual demand to it, the core utility to it. the revenue side of things to it. And that's where we thought of building a utility layer on top of a deepen layer. So that's what cluster is all about, right? So cluster is about providing an open infrastructure and providing a platform for users, or especially for AI builders, to monetize their AI creations from day zero, right? So what we focus on is, you come to our platform, we have different layers of things. So basically you need only three things to make any AI solution. First thing is data, thing is compute, and the third thing is AI models, right? So combining all three of them, you can create any AI solution that is available. So all the AI solutions that you see in this industry existing, be it OpenAI's ChatGPT, be it Llama, be it Bard, be it anything. So basically these are like LLM models, okay? So Bard and all these Gemini, these are like LLM models. So how they are built? They are built by data, right? Then one step ahead, there are, maybe you could say, if like audience have explored chat gpt, right? There are custom gpts which are being made. So those are nothing but, you could say, a fine-tuned version for specific niches for work, right? So if in case, say, there's a custom gpt that is being built for copywriting, right? So that is a GPT that is being built. So what we are doing is, we are decentralizing it off. Anyone can hop onto a platform and can build any agentic flow they want to. So that's what cluster is all about, and its openness makes it ultra modular for anyone to pick any of the data sets from any of the compute, and combining any of the AI models to bring their agentic flow into action. And on top of that, we are also working on getting private data, so in order to get more hyper personalized agentic responses over it.
Okay, and is this then built, just from my understanding, right? Any, let's say, is this for final applications, let's say, to then connect to other infrastructure for AI, whether it's like data, compute, or is this like a solution where if you are building something like that from scratch, you can use your kind of platform as infrastructure for like decentralized compute or decentralized data gathering, stuff like that?
Yeah, so basically, the base layers, which are the data, the compute, and the models part, that's the elementary layer where there would be demand, there would be supply side of things, right? There would be suppliers who would be supplying data, who would be supplying compute and stuff. So there, if you want to build things from scratch, that is also possible. You can pick things from scratch and build. And the template layer of ours is for the end users, where they don't need to know much about tech. They can just take those templates, enter those parameters, just like how you do in while signing up over a Google account, or making a Gmail account, or maybe making a Facebook account, right? You enter your name, you enter email, you enter password, you enter OTP, you enter two-factor authentication, and you are done and dusted, right? So this is a template that has been built. So similarly, those templates for those agentic flows would be asking you certain questions. Based on those parameters and based on the private data of the users, it would be done, and your agentic flow can be put into action, and that's all about the template layer.
Right. So it does it also serve as a type of marketplace then, in that sense, where you can
So
access those
so
data
yeah
sets?
so so in sense, so yeah, it could be considered as marketplace, because in the end, you are selling compute. So anyone can sell compute on our platform, anyone can sell data sets on our platform, anyone can monetize AI models, customized AI models on our platform. So rather than selling each thing individually, you can combine all of them and you can sell a recipe out of it. A better example to this of what how templatization of AI works could be, so let's say you make ramen noodles, right? So there are two ways of making it. Either you can make it by a traditional way of having everything like built from scratch, or everything cooked from scratch, where there's ramen, there's soy sauce, there's many more stuff. You need a gas stove, you need a frying pan or a pan and all those stuff. You need some olive oil and stuff, or else you can bring those cups of ramen noodles where you need to pour in water and keep it for 2 minutes and you are done and dusted, right? So the first way is is what the AI industry currently stands for, where there are multiple solutions available. You need to go to some places for data, you need to go for some places for compute, you need to go for some places for AI models, and if in case you don't have such technical knowledge. So basically, our platform serves to techies as well as to non-techies as well. For non-techies, the tricky part to that is they don't understand tech, right? So you need to make the solution easy and modular enough so that within few clicks they are able to get their automation done. So let's say there's a business owner, right? There's a business owner who wants to automate their business needs, and they don't know anything about tech. How will they do that, right? So as I already explained you, they'll go to multiple sources to gather multiple resources, and after that is being done, they'll hire an AI engineer. So this also takes a lot of time, a lot of cost as well. So that's where the real part of cluster comes into picture, where you don't need to do much of stuff, and within few clicks you are able to get it done.
Right, right. And this is a pretty big deal, obviously. Is it also so? It's Web3, it's blockchain based. So does it mean it's permissionless as well? Anyone can build on this. Any other dApp can connect to this, or how does it work?
So most of the AI startups you will see in Web3 are Web 2.5 startups, right? So we are also leveraging blockchain in terms of having things. So basically, there are a couple of use cases of blockchain that we are utilizing, right? For so at the moment we are utilizing Arbitrum's Orbit, which is a modular layer for us to build our own infrastructure over it. And if you'll see in this industry, there are most of the AI startups or AI projects which are there. They're utilizing blockchain in a pseudo format. And I think that most of the Web3 startups which are there are Web3 AI startups which are there are Web 2.5 only, and they are utilizing blockchain for some of their features, which includes scalability, which includes the openness of the blockchain, the decentralization in the nature of decentralization of the blockchain, and for recording records like proofs, be it transactional proofs, be it any other proofs. So I think yeah, these are the major thing that I have noticed in this industry in the AI space and converging with Web3.
Okay, okay, excellent, excellent. So in your case, you're fully Web3, or is it more Web 2.5?
Yeah, so basically, yeah, like every other AI startup is Web 2.5 only. But yeah, you could say that yeah, anyone can build any of the solutions on us in a permissionless way. So it's not that there is centralized involvement to maybe data storage or maybe to compute onboarding. So for the if we'll break it down into parts, right? So for compute, yeah, if we are leveraging other deepin networks, we are aggregating the compute from multiple deepin sources, and on top of that, we have built our own AI powered recommendation layer. So this recommendation layer helps you find the best compute possible, be it from the pool of industrial grade compute of those A100s, A10Gs, H100s, etc., or from consumer grade computes of RTX 3090, 4090, etc. Right? So this recommendation layer will help you get the best compute at the cheapest price possible. Now coming to the data, yeah, we are decentralized in nature. There are data storage nodes, decentralized data storage nodes, where the data which would be fetched from or would be stored, right? And for AI models, right now we are aiming to do the training and inference that is off chain and then putting it over proofs on chain. So this is what sums up all about cluster being Web3 in nature.
Okay. And you mentioned, your users can monetize the AI application building on top of your platform. How does this monetization work exactly?
Yes, so monetization could work in a very basic way. So let's say, Robbie, you yourself runs a podcast thing that is token mines. right? So let's say if you want to imitate the same thing, and if you want to build an agentic flow for this, how could you do that? You just hop onto our platform. You you could like provide recordings of your podcast, of your existing podcast that is there. We can tap it via one click over your from your YouTube channel, right? After that is being done, there is self sovereignty in the nature of those agentic workflows which would be there, or in these agents they would be running over federated learning. And based on that you will have your own agentic workflow which could replace you in this podcast, right? So you don't need to be there in this podcast, and still that agent will act like you, will sound like you, and probably if given proper inputs then it could imitate the video of yours as well. So and after this is being done, what you can do is you can go one level granular to this, where you can make general access agentic workflows to this for podcasters. And when that is being done, you are able to monetize your AI buildings from day zero, right? Because every other podcaster who would be there, who is looking to get started, right, they have a benchmark, or they have a launch pad, right, to get this AI solution, either to put this or you to use this on the platform, or they can take the API of that and can integrate it off on their particular platform, or there could be multiple other ways to fetch that agentic workflow, or to fetch that agent and to put that into action, right? And all of this, when it is done, the revenue that you makes is from the agentic, like the more the agentic workflow is used, the more revenue you will make. And that's how anyone can monetize their AI needs or AI solutions which they'll build on the platform.
Okay, that's great. It's very useful. And one question that I ask all of our guests here, as a founder, co-founder, rather building, in your case, on top of Arbitrum, Orbit, and just in general as well. What have you in the last, let's say, 10 months since you guys started? What has been your challenges, and how did you overcome that?
So in terms of challenges, I wouldn't say that as a challenge, but I would say that there are things which the industry needs to care about, but the industry is not taking care of it. Right. First thing is private data. So data is the new oil, right? And if in case you are able to provide hyper personalized AI solutions to the general audience, right? Because what do you want from AI? If I ask, what do you exactly want from AI? You want AI to be your human friend, right? To a certain extent, you want AI to be your human friend. You want that. So let's ask you a question, Ravi. Let me ask you a question. How about I give you an AI solution which sends you an email every day in the morning, based on the morning sleeping schedule of yours, based on the recommendations, and based on an intelligent layer where it determines that okay, you wake up 7 a.m. in the morning, and there's always a mail in your inbox which states your day schedule, which states all the podcasts that you need to do, which states all the other important necessary things, which states all your WhatsApp and Telegram messages, important messages that you need to do, important replies that you need to do, let's say any more stuff that is there. How cool would it be? And that is, all of these are possible by utilizing private data, and this is just a small segment of very big industry that I'm talking about, and no one is taking actual steps in building that. And that's where a challenge was there, where we need to I'm a true believer of collaborate rather than compete, right? I truly believe that we should collaborate around rather than competing around in this industry, if in case you are actually looking to build some value for the users, right? So that's where private data is one of the sector where we are facing a couple of challenges. We have faced a couple of challenges where tapping private data is a tricky part. Then utilizing it to build those hyper personalized AI agentic flows is another tricky part. So there were a couple of challenges that we were facing in that direction.
Great. Well, thank you so much. Highly appreciate our conversation. Hope we can stay in touch, YJ, and follow your project. And everybody, thank you for listening, watching, and see you next time. Goodbye.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Robbie. It was a great time here. I would personally suggest all of you guys who's listening here or who is watching me over video to subscribe, like, share this podcast, and do subscribe to Token Minds as well. So yeah, thank you, Robbie, for this for hosting me off.